Well, hello and welcome to today's show. It is the 8th of May, 2025. I am Delbridge, Benchmark Realty, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. This is your weekly status chat, my weekly video log. So let's get started. If you like this content, please go to CallDelToSell.com, find the tab that says on YouTube, click it, and it'll open up a page of QR codes. There you can use a smartphone to scan and get to the YouTube page, or you can just mouse over and click it on a PC. There you'll be able to subscribe to this little button over here and click the notification bell so that YouTube will notify you when each Friday's blog has been uploaded. Thank you. Well, let's get right to it. We have 4 tabs. We'll just hit them lightly today. And let's go ahead and get started with the first one. Well, it turns out the world has a new pope today, and what's interesting about it from a non-Catholic viewpoint, I'm not Catholic, is that he is the first American pope ever. Apparently, we have had 200 plus popes in the history of the Catholic Church, and he's the first American. He is from Chicago. Now, I don't know if he's going to be even more left than his predecessor, or will he return it back toward the right? The new pope has been elected. Robert Francis Prevost, the first American pope, has been selected by the papal conclave to take over as leader of the 1.4 billion member Roman Catholic Church. All right, he's 88 years old. The last fellow who passed away, last pope, this one is 69, so that's only, 19 years difference? Well, 19 years may be a very respectable time to have been a pope. I don't know. It's beyond me. Check other news. Here we have, I think, some rather good news. Trump admin live updates. Trump hails unfinished trade deal with the UK. He says it's all but wrapped up and the details are done, but they got to get it formalized and announced. Met with Keir Starmer, the British Labour leader. Now, I tell you, the British Labour Party is, well, quite honestly, they're in trouble because they have some issues with this last election, midterm kind of an election, and we have Reform UK kind of spanking both Labour and, of course, the British Conservatives. So, the Tories. So we're going to find out kind of what's going on with that in not too far in the future. But apparently, it's going to be a good deal for the American farmer, whom we have to look for. Now, we're at the BLS, and as always, I will give you these links to anything I pull up in the description of the status chat over on the YouTube page. So this is with the government, BLS, graphic economic news release, civilian unemployment rate. We did look like we kind of stay in the pattern. I think it actually came down a little bit. Let me check the news itself, but so there we are. It didn't go up or down. It stayed at 4.2. How about that? All right, now let's look at our last thing for today, which would be our 30-year mortgage rate brought to us by our friends Mortgage News Daily. And of course, we know we had this kind of craziness going on, but it doesn't really look like we're going to have much change as of this week when we had the Fed meeting. The FOMC met and decided to do absolutely nothing different than what they did last week, which we kind of expected that, 97% sure, according to the CME FedWatch tool. And, no big deal, holding steady. If we go back and look at that, we see that here on the orange. Which one of the orange? That is Freddie Mac. That's the government-sponsored enterprise. It says 6.76. The previous one, if I can go back and catch it in between, it should give me all of them. There we go, 6.76. It looks like it's flat. So I think we're probably in pretty good shape as far as surprises. When I was looking at today's numbers, it does look like we have some interesting acceleration. Hello, I'm Delbridge of Benchmark Realty, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. If you are currently unrepresented and would like to know how to compare up to 3 properties side by side and room by room, then go over to my new YouTube channel, CallDelToSell. That's 1 L and Del, no spaces. Watch the demo on Real Scout and then call me and we'll set up your exclusive ad-free account today. And last week, 5/1 of 25, we had 24,286 opportunities. That is the coming soons and the on sales at the moment. That came down a little bit. We had 4620, which was the under contract still showing. They're still contracted, but we're taking offers for it, still backups. That also came down, and the ratio at the integer level came up by 1 percentage point. Well, this week we had 25,234 on the opportunities. That is up a little bit, almost 100, and we saw 4658 in the under contracts still showing. That also went up, but the ratio between them went down, which means we gained more in the opportunities than we gained on the holding on tos. So that's this week's show. I hope you enjoyed it. Try not to keep too much of your time. If you want to look at these sources, they will be in the description of the status chat over on the YouTube page. We'll see you next week.